Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing all right today. We got a good show for you. I'm excited. We got some young ones with us today. Their parents about Daytona Kart Week. So we got some real life racing still on the track here. And we got loads of fun coming your way here today. www.BWSPORTS1.com. Talk to Tucker, Bruzy Racewear, driving For Dyslexia. The ButtKicker, Chummy Motorsports, Harman Designs, mybookie.ag, all those guys. Big shout out to them. What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Thank you, Elliot Cox. Doesn't it look great? Doesn't it? Looking fantastic. Hey, we got loads of fun. Like I said, we're going to cover some Kart Week. We got the Taylor Racing family here with us today with their driver, Brent Taylor. He collected a third place win down in Daytona. Then we got Asher. He's going to be representing, telling us exactly what that was like down there from his awesome perspective. Got to love Asher and Asher Racing Channel. I'm sure Brandon will be with him there. And then as well, we may have Case, and I know he got in late last night. So we'll see if he was able to wake up. Like I said, I know that was a late night, early morning type of deal as they drove back here last night to get back. So glad I think everybody made it back safely. That was good to see. It looked like AMAX had some good representation out there. Isn't this nice? Good representation out there. So congrats to them. I can't wait to kind of give you guys a behind the scenes look into what they have here as we open up the season in just a few months. But hey, it's off season right now. I was watching a little bit of the Tulsa shootout. You got to see some of those fun micros there. And you usually see a lot of these guys that are going to be in the Chili Bowl come down to Tulsa for some fun here as well. Not as many of those big names coming out, and I'm sure some of that is to do with the situations of what's going on at hand here. Exactly. He said Kaysen just got back about 5 a.m. So we'll see if he's awake here. If not, we will catch him probably next week there, because we want to talk to our little buddy all the time here. So we got a few minutes until we get to those guys. So we'll talk a little bit of real racing, if you will. Is obviously the karting is real racing, but we got some iRacing I'll talk about today, as well as F1. You're starting to see these guys start to put on those different polos. It's starting to get a little bit exciting. We see Daniel Ricciardo hop into the McLaren, the suit, the polos, gets his new picture up there. So it's exciting as these guys starting to change teams, starting to really progress into their new seats, if you will. And the one big thing I think everybody is watching across the F1 paddock has got to be good old Mick Schumacher, Caleb Ramsey. He was racing yesterday too, but good old Mick Schumacher. Benito thinks it's going to be a little tough here come next year for Mick to really get his feet wet in that F1 car. He doesn't think it's going to be an easy climb into that Ferrari seat, but they've already pretty much said that the seat is eventually going to be his. That's what he's working his way up for. So I don't know if I'm Carlos Sainz, because I think Leclerc pretty much, we talked about this on the show. I think Leclerc is the team center. That's what they're going to build that team around. But what I don't know if I'm Carlos Sainz, if I like the position I'm currently in with their chatter about Mick already in Ferrari from Benito. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that all works out. I just think he's kind of a middleman right now. I mean, you guys let me know what you think on that. But I think Mick has a solid run here. We saw a great run in that Formula 2 season here this past year. So definitely think that we see Mick have a little growing pains, but at the same respect, I do think he's a driver. Is he the same type of driver his father was? That I don't know, but he is a driver. I think he can definitely make some things happen there. So it'll be definitely interesting to see. Scott says he'd be a little nervous if he was Carlos as well. What I just figured this out today, and I should have put it together long before, but I was doing a little looking onto what starts today with the Dakar Rally, and there's a Red Bull driver. He's pretty old out there. Well, you know what his name is? Carlos Sainz. It's Carlos's father, and he's driving behind that Dakar Rally. So just really cool to see the difference in father and son there, and especially that he's still out there putting it out and getting it done there in the Dakar Rally on a top team like that at his age. So just awesome to see that. I didn't realize the family had that much history in them because obviously, like I said, that Red Bull Dakar Rally team, very strong team. And that all gets off today. I could be wrong. I think it is a little later, but may have already started here kind of hard with the time difference to keep up on that. But I'll be checking updates as it will last until the 14th, I believe. So the Dakar Rally, always a good thing. And, you know, I've talked about this before, but how much fun would it be to get something like the Dakar Rally into iRacing, something like that? I think that would just be so much fun to be able to take it through the desert. But, whew, you talk about hard work on the engineering end as far as that goes. That could be a little tough. So we are getting closer to that time here with the guest, our big dogs here today. So I'll give you a little rundown here of where they were real quick before we bring them on here today. But these guys were down in Florida in Daytona, and boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, they were absolutely awesome to watch. They were posting videos, posting clips all week long. So you guys need to follow their channel. Sorry, I'm just making sure we're all set here. You need to follow their channels, Asher Racing channel, Austin Taylor Racing. I said Brent Taylor earlier. I meant Austin there, the Brent being his father. And then H2K there. Give those guys a follow there, guys, because they had some fun down there. It was an absolute pleasure. Exactly. Yeah. That might take up a little room there. Not sure exactly how they do it. There are games that have it, I believe, that Codemasters have done. I don't know if it's the Dirt Rally or the Dirt 2.0, if that has the Dakar Rally in it, but definitely would be pretty interesting to see nonetheless here. So here we go. Let's get some of these guys in here as they're making their way into it. And we're getting our first run here myself. There he is. Kaysen, you got a copy, buddy? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes.
There he is. Let me get you on here so everybody, the world, can see you right now. How's it going, Kaysen?
Good.
Did you have an absolute blast down in Daytona?
Yes.
Yes?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. What was your favorite thing? Was it the beach? Was it the palm trees? Or was it that incredible racetrack?
The track.
The track? Now, this is your first time at Daytona, right?
Yes.
So, with that said, how big were those stands? What did you think?
Very big.
Weren't they? How big? You probably had to look up all the way to the sky to see the top of those, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, Kaysen, you got to partake in 2 separate series. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what classes did you run, Kaysen?
Micro Rock and Micro Swift.
All right. So which one's a little faster? I think the Swift, correct?
Yeah, the Swift.
What did you like better?
The Swift.
You like this? All right. Kaysen likes to go fast, everybody. You heard it right here. Kaysen, that was just absolutely incredible to watch you. How much, I'm trying to think of the right word here. How long did it take you to feel comfortable, Kaysen?
2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times around that track?
Yeah.
So what do you do to kind of get yourself ready for a race, Kaysen?
Get in the zone.
You get in the zone? How do you get in the zone? Do you put on that helmet? Do you just think to yourself? Do you sing? I know you like to dance.
Look at the track map.
You like to look at the track map. You like to focus there. Now, I saw you were getting some coaching with AMAX, right?
Yes.
So when you're in there and they're going over the videos, is he showing you like where to make those turns a little better and get a little faster?
Yes.
And you probably take that a little better than Daddy telling you, don't you?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Now, I know your dad, he's out there, and you got Grandpa out there, Mom's out there, Grandma. They're all watching you. You got a whole team behind you, right?
Yes.
How much is that an important issue or an important part of racing? A lot of people just see it as the driver, Kaysen, but how much is the team part of racing?
The team is everything.
Absolutely. The team is everything. You love it right there, Kaysen. You're absolutely correct. Your dad, wasn't it so awesome that your dad was able to get down there? How much Go ahead.
I was crying.
You were crying. You were so happy he was down there, huh?
Yeah.
We got Asher with us as well. They're getting set up. Kaysen, you want to say hi to Asher?
Hi, Asher. Hola.
Asher says, hola. Asher, hello, sir. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Look at that. He's in the race room. You guys look like you're doing a podcast right now. You look like you're ready to get going.
I got it all set up this morning. Just on with you, Tommy boy.
So, Kaysen, we're going to talk with Asher here too. All right, we're going to all have a good conversation here. So, Asher, you were in a separate class. You didn't run the same class here as Kaysen. Am I correct?
Yes.
What did you run?
I run L206 Cadet.
LO2. Uh-oh, I better watch out. Dan and myself, we better watch it. You get that restrictor off of your cart, Kaysen, they're going to be hunting me down on the track, don't you think?
Yeah.
Kaysen says,
but I think he's going to hunt you down with a restrictor.
Well, that's a good possibility. That's a good possibility out there. Asher, how much fun was it to go down to Daytona this week, buddy?
It was like 1,000,000% fun.
1,000,000% fun. I don't think it gets better than that right there. I don't think it gets any better than that. Brandon, I'm going to ask from a parent standpoint, I'm sure it was stressful. I'm sure it was exhausting. But at the end of the day, I mean, what did you take away being a dad, helping out there? And I know you kind of had that AMAX team helping you out there as well. Take a little of that stress away.
Oh, gosh. We started working on the cart Sunday. And I don't think we were done tweaking it until he went on track for qualifying.
Yeah.
From what I saw, you weren't done tweaking it until after the first part of the race.
Well, yeah. Fair enough. I wasn't going to give all that away, but yeah, it was something else to have to be down there with Team AMAX. I can't give them any bigger shout outs than than I can. They did so much for us. Charles coaching with Asher really helped him honed in. He dropped probably up to 5 to 7 seconds a lap from beginning to end, and that's including with having a damaged cart.
Very nice there, absolutely. So, Ash, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Case in there. What do you do to get in the zone there? I mean, what do you do before a race? I can only imagine what's going on in the helmet of Asher Ferris.
What do I do before I get, like, what do I do to get in the zone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I basically just try to stay close as much as possible. Well, when we're on the grid, I'm mostly just, like, getting ready. I'm just, like, with my helmet's on, my visor's down, I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Helmet on, visor down. Let's do this. That could be your next. That's the 2021 motto right there, Brandon. That's awesome right there.
I like it. We've been working on. Once that visor goes down, nothing else matters.
So, Asher, are you the same way with like Kaysen is? Do you study that track map? Do you? Because I know myself. Some people they're visual. Other people, it's the seat time that you want to be around the track. You just want to get a feel behind the wheel. How do you do it?
Feel behind the wheel.
You study the track map pretty good, though, too.
Yeah, I studied the track map pretty good. In fact, well, I think it was either the day I raced or Wednesday where I was, like, using the track map I had, and I borrowed one of AMAX's markers, and then me, Il, and Kaysen all studied the track, I think.
So on top of that, we'll go back to Kaysen here because he was talking about how much the team really makes a difference. So Kaysen, I see you got that AMAX hat on. He's repping it now. So you talk about, the team overall, but you've got other drivers here. You've got Asher. You've got Austin. You've got the Stoner boys, all these guys out here. You're competitors. But Kaysen, you're still sitting down with Asher and you're trying to figure out the track. That's so awesome. You love doing that, don't you?
Yes.
So when you guys are sitting down and you're getting that figured out, Kaysen, are you the same way? Do you take a marker out and do you try to draw your line around the track?
I take my Hot Wheels cars.
Oh, what an idea.
A good one, Jason. I should have thought about that.
Asher's bringing his. You got a new Hot Wheel go-kart, Asher. Did I see that right?
Yeah, I got it for Christmas from Santa.
So now Asher's bringing his Santa go-kart to the track so he can go around that track map. Asher, I see you drawing track maps on Asher's racing channel in the summer with your bike all the time. I mean, I think that just shows how much of a visual learner you are. Brandon, kind of to talk on that end, what do you do to help not only Asher, but everybody else in that to kind of get ready? Because as a kid of 6 years old, am I correct? 7?
Asher, he'll be 8 in February.
Okay, so about to turn 8 here. So with something like that, I mean, obviously you can only look at a piece of paper for so long. How do you, as not his coach, as I know AMAX is kind of helping him out that end, but as his dad, as his mentor out there, how do you kind of get him ready for that track, prepare him?
Well, I noticed for Daytona, he really started to build up quite a bit of anxiety. And honestly, the best thing that I have found is just remind him, dude, it's just another race. It's the same people you race all year long. AJ's out there. Quinn Aarons was out there. Kaysen's out there. Kaysen wasn't out on track with us, but it's just the same kids. We're just going to go out. We're just going to have fun.
Jason was out on track with me.
Yeah, that's right. He was out there with kids.
Jason and me were like about identical in speeds, but Jason somehow has a way of winning. I don't know what the way is, but I don't know Jason.
So one of the things we always do is we always try to just tone it down, just take a step back, realize what we're doing is just running and having fun. I think I hear Kaysen doing that all the time, and just understanding that it's not as big of a deal as we all seem to make it, because once we break it down, we're just out there to have fun.
Absolutely. There we got another family here we're going to say hey to real quick, guys. And it is the Taylors. Hello to the Taylors out there.
What's up, Boston?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, everyone? She's got the coffee in hand. I feel you there. You got the kids going. You got to always have the coffee there. Austin, how much fun was Daytona, buddy? Super fun, he says. It was awesome out there. What was your favorite part of Daytona?
Going fast.
Going fast. What an answer right there. I absolutely love it. You talk about a great video. I loved watching, Austin, the video from the front of your cart where it was you and you had, that was Elam. Is that correct? That you guys were battling it out. It was so close. You took it down to the end, right? How much fun was that battling your buddy?
Like, we were right beside each other.
Ab-
I took the inside and made him take the outside and pass me.
So now you guys are in a different class than the other guys that we got on the show with Kaysen and Asher, correct?
Yeah.
What were you running down there?
Kid Kart.
Kid card. All right. So now I'm going to ask Mom and Dad here, what was your guys' kind of inspiration? What kind of drove you guys to say, okay, we got something in Austin here. We're going to take him down to Daytona.
We've always known that he's had a need for speed. He's 200% all the time. We can't get him to sit still unless we stick him in a race car. So we knew we really wanted to make Daytona. We had some things, some time off work and to pan out. But we wanted to get him down there and get him to learn that track because that track never changes. So no matter how far his career goes, we want to at least get that under his belt so he always knows that track and is familiar with it.
Absolutely. Austin, how good are you at remembering our track? You go there next year, you going to have it down?
Yeah.
He says yes. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Asher and Kaysen there. What do you do to get ready? When you put that helmet down, as Asher says, helmet down or helmet on, visor down, what's going on in your head?
Nothing, just like I'm thinking about the track.
Just thinking about the track. Do you look at the map before? Or, Dad, how do you get him prepared? I know you guys are on that AMAX team as well, so the coaching definitely helping out there. But, again, as a mentor, as his father, how do you get him ready for the run here?
Absolutely. Well, AMAX has always provided everything we needed to get them ready. They have the data because, of course, we'd never been there before. We had a counselor, we met up and went over track maps. He would look at it every night. We would go on YouTube and look at videos of other classes running that track. And then when we got there, AMAX kind of takes over. We let them do their track walks and their data with them. If there's something, I'll get with Charlie or whatever and we'll work it out. If there's something I see that maybe he needs help with, and we go from there. And he takes it all in really well.
So you guys are the emotional support there.
Right.
Absolutely. Mom, sister, your guys are out here too. You're part of the team as well. Did you guys enjoy Daytona down there?
Yes, it was great. Better weather there than it was here.
Oh, it's a little cold, isn't it? What's the little girl's name again? I'm sorry.
Julia.
Julia. All right. Julia, are you a racer yourself?
No, I normally just help with the electronics for Bubby's car.
So you're the electrical engineer for the Austin Taylor race. What's your favorite thing about going out to the track with these guys?
Probably helping Austin get ready and stuff.
What do you do to get them ready? Do you bully them? Do you kind of push them around, get them ready for those guys to push them around on the track, or do you get them in a zone?
I normally I don't really bully him, but I help him get ready and stuff.
See, you're nice. My brother slaps me on the helmet, tells me to go fast, don't finish last. Austin, you got a good sister there. Now, Austin, what are you going to be running next year?
Micro.
So you're moving up in the world, huh?
Now we got one more year of Kid Kart.
One more year of Kid Kart, then Micro.
He's all ready to go fast. I'm moving up to Micro. I don't care what Dad says. We're going. We're moving here. So
we're going to try to start practicing one this year. So
very nice. So I know you guys are fortunate enough, I believe, to have two chassis, correct?
Correct.
So is that something that you guys will put the micro on one, let them take that out for a few runs, and then get in that kid cart again to get the feel, and then get into race?
So we'll actually invest in a cadet chassis.
Oh,
Get it
okay,
set
okay.
up, put a micro on that, and then we'll start testing it this year. He can't legally run it though for another year.
I got you. The age. They're keeping you down because you're age, buddy, but you're showing them otherwise. You got a 3rd place at Daytona. How awesome is that trophy? Oh, he's got it ready right there. Yeah. Look at that, everybody. That is so cool to see. Did you let sister hold it for a little bit?
Didn't even get
Julia, she can now.
today. I haven't even seen it because he came home, he put it in his room, and I haven't seen it since today.
Oh, so now he's
My
letting you
first
get a
time
little of
seeing
it. Very nice. So Kaysen, as he switches that hat backwards, he's trying to look like Tommy Boy here. So what are you going to be in next year? You're stepping up, right?
Micro.
So you're going to be running in the micro. So, Kaysen, is your mom right around there?
Yes.
So what was the deciding factor to switch Kaysen to was it ROK there?
So when we bought his cadet cart, it came with the Rock engine on it.
Okay.
So that was what we were planning on running. Monday night, we put Chris on a plane, come back home. Tuesday morning, my dad and I wake up and we're like, we had this craziest dream that we decided to run around and find everything and let him run in the Swift class. So we made that happen. Tuesday, in between watching teammates, that was our mission, was to run around the track and see who had what that we could rent, buy, whatever, and we made it happen for him.
That's awesome, right? Well, you're already there. You might as well make it work, right?
Exactly.
Now, I saw that the Flying Deuce is going to get retired next year. You're moving up into that cadet. Well, I shouldn't say it's getting retired. You've got another racer stepping into the world, correct?
Yes, my middle one, Kyler, he'll be turning 4 in July, and then he can start at the novice class at Whiteland.
Very nice. That I look forward to. I just love seeing all you guys out there. You guys just have so much fun. All 3 of these guys. If you could see the kids out there, how they work together, how they play together out there, it's so much fun to watch these guys go out there. And then when they put that helmet down, it's all competition. They're very driven from there. I'll go back to Austin real quick, and you were talking about how much video you were watching before. Does it make you feel good that you recorded a fantastic video that people are probably going to watch theirself going forward many years ahead?
Like it was like I was like I was right next to him.
You were right there. Does it make you nervous that they're recording you? If you spin, they're going to see that on camera.
Yeah.
I would be very nervous there with the GoPro on. Asher, now let's talk. We're going to talk to Asher because, Asher, you got into a little turn 1, lap 1 nightmare, it looked like, as you caught up the end of that. Why don't you run us through that? Because I think that is a big piece. Brandon, I know you spoke on this on your personal page too, but how much just passion for racing and how much heart Asher has that he was involved in an accident like that. It shook him up. It's hard for a 7 and 8-year-old kid to get behind the wheel, get into something like that, like you did, Asher, get into an accident and get right back in it like it never happened. So, Brandon, will ask you kind of the whole process there, and then Asher, kind of what made you get back in that kart?
All right, so I guess I'll go first, and I'll let Asher come up with his thoughts because he still gets a little teary-eyed about it.
Fair enough. Sorry, Asher.
No, it's good. It's a good learning experience. It was. I must say, as a parent, I know you were watching. I know you, Tommy Boy, you were watching the live stream. It was really hard to know your kid, know what's going through his head, and you can't do a lick of thing about it. And he stood out there and he was getting ready to get back in the car, and we actually watched the onboard later, and the track officials actually said, nope, your day's done. And so that's where the seed was planted. And they didn't know at that point that they were going to allow him to make repairs, because the damage that was done, it usually would have been the end of your day.
Mm-hmm.
A tie rod that looked like a bow tie and a bumper that was detached.
I've seen that before. Yeah.
And it didn't look good. So when they walked him back up there, he was just devastated. He jumped into Kristen's arms, and he didn't care who was watching. He let everybody know how upset he was. And I know when I got to the cart, as they brought it back up on what we have affectionately called the truck of shame, which there was no shame in this one. There was nothing he could do to avoid it.
Right, absolutely.
But as the cart came back to me, the first thoughts through my head were, no, our day's done. And I was getting pretty mad too. And then, Chris Olds jumps the fence, and Aaron Maxwell jumps the fence and shows up, and boom, within 3 minutes, the cart's back on the ground, engine fired. Kristen's on the other side of the fence, convincing Asher to get back in the cart, not to let it end this way. And wow, it was something else to see him drive that cart back on the track, and I'll let him tell the rest of the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so sometime we need to send you the GoPro footage, and you need to see how bad it is.
I do want to see that.
We saved somebody. Well,
you pushed another cart off of another kid.
Yeah. So there was one cart that was on top of another guy, and then when I went into the crash, I actually pushed that cart off. I kind of saved his life.
Asher coming to the rescue.
Yeah, exactly.
So Asher, I want to tell you honestly just how much I think you really, I mean, that's an inspiration for everybody that's watching. I mean, the people at Daytona, everybody that was watching your dad's live feed there. I mean, you got back in there and you showed the world exactly what we want to see from racers when it's not the easiest thing for a racer to do. We expect a racer to get into an accident and get right back into the car. But, I mean, I think this also kind of teaches a lesson at a young age that can really help you going forward, Asher.
Yeah, so it's basically where, like, the crash happened, like, I think it happened right in front of me, because I never saw it when I was just entering turn one. I think it happened right in front of me.
It did.
Yeah. Because I think I saw somebody go on top of the cart
and
when I was, like, exiting, or maybe in the apex of the turn. I wasn't sure.
So how do you, Kaysen, let me ask this before. Have you gotten in any accident yet in your career?
Yes.
How do you get out of that cart, and then the next time you have to go out, what do you tell yourself to kind of make yourself calm again?
Learn from my mistakes.
You learn from your mistake. He just says, I got to go fast. Now, Austin, have you been, I say fortunate enough, but I mean, we're all talking. So I do think that accidents can be a learning curve there and really help us out. Has Austin seen any accident in the kid cart here?
Like I seen something like at cheerleading, like it was a that snap and a cart spinned out and I went no and flipped over.
Oh, you got him there. So and
What happened was he was at Cerealand and I was at Chili's with my grandma and grandpa and so two carts went and then one spinned out because I don't know what happened and then Austin he couldn't stop in like 10 seconds so like he just flipped over that cart.
And that's pretty scary, I'm sure, but at the end of the day, you got back in the cart, Austin. Did you try not to think about it again? Am I correct? I mean, I'm bringing it up now, but when you step into that cart, when you put that yourself in there, especially as Brandon and you guys as parents there, Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, you see yourself as parents, I'm sure, like, I don't know if I want to get them back in here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love racing and everything, but I'm a parent myself, and I'd love to get my youngest in there. But then you see stuff like that happen to Asher, and you talk about it with other people, it gets you a little nervous, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I saw his accident happen. Mom was taking pictures, so she didn't see it instantly, but you know, I run down there as fast as I can. You know, he's a little shaken up. When we got back to the pits, he really liked the ride on the gator though, and got to wave to everybody and stopped the whole race. So he was waving to everybody. That kind of cheered him up. But as soon as we get back to the grid, you know, Charlie looked at me and goes, "Let's sit him back in the seat." You know, so we sat him right back in there, and he looked at me and he goes, "Dad, I think it's broke." So he knows, but you know, we just work on that and build on that, and we got the video of it. We go over it, and we tell him keep his eyes up as he's going down the track. Don't look right in front of your car. Keep your eyes up. See what's going on down the road. And you know, he's not cautious, but he's a little bit smarter and patient where he sticks his nose now.
Mm-hmm.
And you just look at it as a learning experience and move forward.
Absolutely, there. That
say
is
this as well. It is a testament to how much safer this sport has become. I look at all the vintage cars we see running, and there's no way I'd stick my kid in one of those. And look at them now. I mean, we had a pretty massive pileup, and I think there were minimal injuries at Daytona. We saw a couple of kids, you know, roll and walk away from it. So the safety technology, even in the karting world, has come a long way.
Like a Sexton neck protector. That saved my life.
Yep.
If I had a car under a cart, if I were that car under a cart, it would have literally saved my life. And yeah.
Now, Asher, you look so small in that class. Everybody else, they were a little older than you. You look like you were just barely over that steering wheel in your cadet cart. You got some growing to do in that thing, don't you?
Yeah, but it's actually pretty easy to see.
You were just right over it. It's just where you need. It's like an Indy car.
Exactly.
It's kind of like let's say sometimes I'm kind of doing kind of like this to see the track. Sometimes you kind of want to think it like Keelan Harvick on a Wednesday.
So that's what I was going to ask Kaysen. I saw you posted a couple pictures. I'm sure, Asher, you got to talk to him there too. You guys met somebody cool down there in Daytona, didn't you?
Couple of them.
Who'd you meet down there, Kaysen? I know you saw a picture.
Kevin and Keelan.
Kevin and Keelan. Brandon, did you guys run into anybody else down there? I know you said somebody was pitting next to you guys.
And Santino.
Yeah, Santino was down there.
Yeah,
we
Santino
with him quite a bit.
I got to watch Santino out in track, and we also ran into Keelan and Kevin. I don't think I've ever met Keelan himself, but I've heard of Keelan.
It looked like he can drive. I was looking at the times that he was putting out there. It looks like Dad got it. He's got the WKA. I love Kaysen. He's over there repping.
Santino signed it.
Oh, very nice.
Santino signed it.
So, Asher, being the kid reporter here, I got to know, did you ask him what's going on with IndyCar?
Yeah.
That's a funny story.
That was that turned me to whoa, where'd you hear about this?
So what was his answer?
He says, I got it, Dad. I got it.
So, yeah, as I was saying, so Santino's dad was out in the tent, and so he was just letting me sit in the cart. I think I got down, and then I asked him, so what's going on with Santino and IndyCar and NASCAR? And then he was like, where did you hear this? And then he's like, you gotta break the news, dude.
Did he give you any information, or is it still confidential?
I don't know.
He walked away at that point, didn't he, Brandon? He says, I can't say anything.
We went back, but there was nothing to report.
Nothing to report there.
Nothing to report.
They're treading lightly.
In fact, Santino said, I wish I had something I could tell you to report, but he had nothing for us. So,
well, maybe that seat's going to be open for one of you three here. You never know. So, Austin, what got you into racing? What style of racing is your favorite outside of karting?
Maybe going fast.
Do you like going fast? Do you like NASCAR? Do you like IndyCar, Formula One?
Do you like watching?
I like Formula.
He's a Formula One guy? You got to wake up early for those races, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Or does Dad and Mom tape them for you?
My favorite car IndyCar.
You like the Indy cars? Do you have a favorite driver?
Yeah, our dad used to race.
Brent, you were into racing yourself there?
Yeah, I had a little bit of. I ran with a team for about 3 years in IndyCar, and so I have some experience in it.
Really? What team did you run with yourself there?
We did Indy Lights for about 3 years with Ari Lineback Jr.
Nice.
Ran around with him for a while, and then stepped up to the bigger cars with Marty Roth for a couple years.
Very nice.
Yep.
So it's the love of racing kind of stems a little deeper than just Austin down there.
Absolutely. I always wanted to get him into racing, and then he finally started getting older, and I was looking online, and the more I looked online, the more questions I had. So I reached out to a friend of mine. I seen his Facebook profile picture, Grant Johnson. I reached out to him, and he was running with Amex at the time with Caleb. And I sent him about 300 questions within 2 days. And he said, if you really want to get into it, we have carts available. So I reached out to Brandy, and we went over and we met up with them, and she let us know what we were getting into, and Austin sat in the cart, and Charlie fired it up for him, and it was pretty much game over from there.
Very nice. And Kaysen, who's your favorite driver? What kind of racing do you like to watch?
IndyCar and NASCAR.
Do you have a favorite driver?
Chase Elliott for NASCAR and Alexander Rossi for IndyCar.
And he's a Rossi fan for IndyCar. Now, Austin, are you a Rossi fan as well?
Maybe.
He said maybe. He's still trying to figure out.
He changes drivers like every day.
Oh, do you have a favorite driver, Julia?
Probably Scott Dixon for Indy.
She likes
Scott.
Scott.
Yes, Scott Dixon's my favorite.
That's right. I remember asking you out of the track. I thought it was Rossi because all the little kids seem to really like Rossi. Nothing wrong with that. Great driver, but it's nice that Scott Dixon. I want to say he was driving when I was your age, Julia. He's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, his car's blue and orange, so that's his favorite.
Very nice there. So we get that off there. We Asher, I know your love for racing all across the board. Tell everybody what you like watching and who's your favorite driver to follow.
Well, it's hard to decide. I basically like all of it, and let's see. I'll tell you all my favorite drivers: F1, NASCAR, IndyCar. Let's start with F1. I bet my F1 it's probably Max Verstappen.
Very nice.
I have a slot car for him.
Ooh, nice.
And NASCAR, it is. I can't really decide between Chase Elliott and Austin Dillon.
Okay.
Favorites. And then IndyCar, it's probably Will Power.
I've got the Will Power shirt on under this right now, Asher. I figured that's what you were going to say there. So I was wearing that for Asher here today. So it's awesome there that you guys got to experience Daytona and really take it in as I want to say a family. As the Taylors, you were up there as a family. Kaysen, you got to bring your dad with you. So surprised you, so happy. You cried. It was awesome. Asher, you got your mom and dad down there with you. And it was just so awesome to see the family atmosphere. I know we see in racing, Brent, I'm sure you've seen it. The garage doors closed, the covers are up. A lot of people don't want to show what they're doing here, but it's nice to see that family atmosphere here that you guys have put into the karting world, especially at Whiteland.
Oh, yeah.
I think we may have lost the Taylors here for a second. I think we froze up there, but Brandon, I know that's something your love for that. You wanted Asher to get into that, and the Stoners, they got you out there to practice out there and get a feel for it. So that right there, I think just goes to speak in volumes for that. And Kaysen, I know you have been very, very welcoming to myself, my brother. You guys are very open to everything. We will ask questions 1,000 times. So it's just awesome to see that in karting, it's not so much of that closed door, I guess.
Nah, it seems to be an open book around the karting world, which I know I've taken for granted a couple times because, man, I have so much to learn.
Yeah.
You and me both, sir. You and me both. Kaysen, how excited are you to get your brother in the seat next year? He's pumped. Asher, how excited are you for next season to start?
Well, it's like a yeah.
It's like a yeah.
What I said earlier about Daytona, it's a 1,000,000% excitement, kind of like that.
Yep, I feel you there.
I've been waiting for this like my whole year.
I feel you there. Now, are you both going to be going down to Charlotte? Is that correct?
Yes.
We still have
That's the plan.
Yeah, we have to see if we can get the money for it, but
He sounds like a racer right there. We got to get the funding for it, and I'm there. I'm down. We're going. Asher, your inspiration was incredible down at Daytona, like I said. For you to get back in that cart was awesome. Kaysen, it was awesome to see your absolute love for the sport there, your excitement when you got to hop into that Swift
Thank
cart.
you.
I'm excited to watch both of you guys. I'm excited to watch Austin as well as he progresses in karting here next year. Guys, thanks so much for joining in with us. I'm going to give Kaysen the first chance. Kaysen, anybody you want to shout out here?
Team A Max.
Team A Max.
Grant's Garage. Honey Creek Tackle.
There you go. Anybody else?
Children's Eye Foundation.
Children's Eye Foundation. Your mom takes some pictures too.
Brendan Memories.
Is that Blended Memories?
Printed
Memories. Printed Memories. There you go. We got it over there. We'll get them. We got to get those sponsors out there. Asher, I'm going to make you do this, not your dad, because I bet you're going to nail this right here. Give him a shout out to all those sponsors. This is Asher's Racing Channel. He's practiced this in the podcast. Let's get it.
yeah, this is kind of like what I do at the beginning of our shows. Well, I normally thank Professional Automotive, my main sponsor, where my dad works.
What's their website?
IslamamaCanada.com. And we also got, well, obviously we got to thank AMATS Racing for finding a way to let us get down there.
Yep.
And Lionheart Racing Series, iRacing League.
Very good league.
And Sage Carum.
That's a nice little backer you got there, Asher.
Because helping me fund for Daytona is Sage.
Absolutely there.
We got a list of other sponsors that we just can't remember offhand right now.
Do you guys have an affiliate program with Redline?
Oh,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
So
Redline is.
you got to get that out there, Asher. You're a model.
Yeah!
Redline Ace. That stuff looks really nice there. Is it comfy, Asher? You got to be honest. You can't give the sponsor answer now.
Yeah.
All right. It's authentically comfortable.
Take it off. So
Yes, there you go. I know what that's like. Trust me. Guys, thanks so much for joining in. Kaysen, give him a shout out. Give him a wave goodbye. Asher, give me a good one.
Bye, Asher.
Hey, Jason.
See you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a show that was there. These guys are awesome. Let me get tied back here. Gotta love when they bring it in here for the fun. Gotta have a good time. I'll show you here. My little racer's coming in here right now. He heard the little kids and he comes down here to say hello. He'll be in a car eventually. He's ready to party here. My little racer came down to say hello. Charlie, what's the best podcast in the world? Come here and tell him. Come here and tell him. That's right. Checkers and Wreckers. He was trying to say at 11 o'clock there. That's right. He's down here. He's having a good time. But, guys, it was awesome to talk with the Taylors, the Ferrises, and the Hendricksons there. Just so cool. Like Taylor Gentry said in those comments, just these kids are the future of the sport here. It's so awesome to see what they're doing out there. what they're putting out there, the parents, the kids alike. Like I said, to see Asher hop back in that car was such an inspiration. It was unreal. So we'll move on here. We'll talk a little iRacing in the NSRL. What a season finale race that was, as it was Mike Jamison, Tanner Thues battling side by side, throwing. It was like a dirt race. Slide job, crossover, slide job, crossover, slide job. Absolutely incredible. They'll start their next season here in the middle of February, start of February, around there. And the ECRS, getting their start up here. My goodness, I got the hiccups. Getting their start up here in this week, actually. Thursday, the first one there. No problem. Thank you so much for coming on there. So it was awesome, like I said, to talk to everybody here today about their karting experience. We're going to talk during the off season to some more karters, kind of about them getting themselves ready for the season, kind of what they're doing, and maybe do a little educational videos as well. So make sure you guys stick around, and they won't be by me. I'll put them together, but the people that are training will be the people that know what they're talking about, not Mr. Zip Tie here. So just an absolute blast. Like I said, we got iRacing, a lot of leagues starting back up on CWTV. We got our winners. Still, we're getting those prizes sent out here for the run. Finally found you live. Right? Exactly. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. It's just absolutely cool, like I said, to see these racers. And something we have talked about, talking about iRacing, talking about these young racers, is putting together something for these drivers here that they want to have some fun. It's their off season too, so maybe they got some rigs there. Their dad's got a rig. They've got an iRacing account. Maybe you'll see a little kid kart broadcasted race there. Brandon was talking about hopping on, maybe broadcasting with me. So we'll see if we can have some fun doing something like that. You like that, Mr. Zip Tie? I know Mr. Cox would love that one there. So, yeah, like I said, guys, we got the Monsters of Dirt, the Pricks of Pavement. They're back into action here starting in a few weeks. ECRS back this week. Trying to think off the top of my head. NSRL. So still, it's a little lighter schedule right now for the first couple of weeks as we tiptoe our way into 2021. But I guess really that is all I got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Checkers and Wreckers. It's my pleasure to bring you into 2021, talking some racing here. Tommy Boy going forward all 2021, all year long. It's just Tommy Boy in the booth now. So we'll talk to you guys. We will see you next week. Thank you so much for coming on and having some fun with me, chatting and discussing some racing. I'll see you next week. Until then, drive fast, shift hard, and keep the rubber on the road.